Welcome, stargazers and space enthusiasts, to another exciting episode of Astronomy Daily. I'm your host, Anna, and I'm thrilled to bring you the latest and greatest developments from the cosmos. Today, we've got a stellar lineup of space news to explore. We'll be blasting off with updates on SpaceX's Starship, the next giant leap in space exploration. We'll also dive into some fascinating discoveries that are challenging our understanding of the early universe. From Mars sample return missions to the search for distant exoplanets, we'll cover the cutting-edge research that's expanding our cosmic horizons. And we'll even touch on the growing need for space rescue capabilities as more humans venture beyond Earth's atmosphere. So strap in and prepare for launch as we embark on this cosmic journey through the latest in space exploration and astronomy. Let's get started. SpaceX is gearing up for another exciting milestone in their Starship development program. The company is preparing for the fifth test flight of the massive Starship vehicle, with a potential launch date as soon as October 13th. This upcoming mission is particularly noteworthy, as it will mark the first attempt at catching the Super Heavy booster. For those who may not be familiar, Starship is SpaceX's next-generation fully reusable launch system, designed to carry both crew and cargo to Earth orbit, the Moon, Mars, and beyond. It consists of two main components: the Starship spacecraft itself and the Super Heavy booster that provides the initial thrust to get off the ground. In previous test flights, we've seen SpaceX make significant progress with Starship's capabilities. They've demonstrated controlled descents, multiple engine relights, and even a successful water landing. However, this fifth flight will push the envelope even further. The most ambitious aspect of this upcoming test is the planned attempt to catch the Super Heavy booster. Instead of landing on legs or a drone ship like Falcon 9 boosters, SpaceX aims to use the launch tower itself to catch the massive first stage. This technique, if successful, could greatly streamline the turnaround process for reusing boosters. While SpaceX has set an ambitious target date, it's important to note that this launch is still pending regulatory approval. The company will need to secure the necessary clearances from the Federal Aviation Administration before proceeding with the test flight. As with all developmental test flights, there's no guarantee of success. However, each attempt provides valuable data and lessons that SpaceX can use to refine and improve the Starship system. The company's iterative approach to testing has proven effective in the past, and space enthusiasts around the world will be eagerly watching to see what new milestones might be achieved with this fifth flight. The Federal Aviation Administration is currently reviewing SpaceX's launch license application for the upcoming Starship test flight. However, this process hasn't been without its share of controversy and confusion. Initially, the FAA had stated they didn't expect to make a determination on the license before late November. This timeline didn't align with SpaceX's ambitious plans, as the company has been indicating readiness to launch since August. In a surprising turn of events, recent reports suggest the FAA could potentially approve the license as soon as this month. This sudden shift has raised eyebrows and sparked debates within the space community. Adding to the complexity, SpaceX CEO Elon Musk has been vocal in his criticism of the FAA. He's called for the resignation of FAA Administrator Mike Whitaker and even threatened legal action over the perceived delays. The FAA, for its part, has cited concerns over SpaceX's compliance with regulations. At a recent congressional hearing, Whitaker mentioned that SpaceX had failed to complete a timely sonic boom analysis for the Starship launch, which contributed to the delay. As we await the final decision, this situation highlights the delicate balance between innovation in the commercial space sector and the need for thorough safety oversight. It's a process that will likely continue to evolve as private companies push the boundaries of space exploration. Several upcoming launches are currently on hold as SpaceX investigates a recent anomaly with the Falcon 9 second stage. This incident occurred during the Crew 9 mission, where the stage landed outside its designated zone following re-entry on September 28th. One of the affected missions is the highly anticipated Europa Clipper. NASA and SpaceX had initially planned to launch this probe to Jupiter's moon Europa on October 10th, using a Falcon Heavy rocket. However, due to Hurricane Milton approaching Florida, they've postponed the launch to October 12th at the earliest, weather permitting. The Europa Clipper mission is particularly challenging, even for the powerful Falcon Heavy in its fully expendable configuration. At 6,065 kilograms, the probe is one of the heaviest interplanetary payloads ever launched. It will embark on a 5.5-year journey to Jupiter, using gravity assists from Mars and Earth to adjust its trajectory. Another mission affected by the Falcon 9 investigation is the OneWeb flight, which was originally scheduled to launch from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. This would have been the 20th launch for the OneWeb internet constellation, aiming to place 20 satellites into a polar orbit. While these missions are delayed due to the second stage anomaly, it's worth noting that the Europa Clipper launch isn't directly impacted by this investigation. Its delay is primarily due to the approaching hurricane. Other launches in the pipeline include potential Starlink missions and various commercial and government payloads. However, specific details and timelines for these launches remain uncertain until the Falcon 9 investigation concludes and SpaceX receives the necessary approvals to resume its regular launch cadence. As we await further updates, it's clear that ensuring launch vehicle reliability and safety remains a top priority for SpaceX and NASA, even if it means temporary delays to high-profile missions. In a surprising discovery that's challenging our understanding of the early universe, astronomers have found a galaxy that looks remarkably similar to our own Milky Way, but from a time when the cosmos was just a baby. This galaxy, named Rebels 25, is observed as it appeared about 700 million years after the Big Bang. To put that in perspective, the universe is currently estimated to be about 13.8 billion years old. So we're looking at a galaxy from when the universe was only about 5% of its current age. What's truly astounding about Rebels 25 is its structure. Unlike the chaotic, messy formations we typically expect to see in early galaxies, this one shows signs of being a well-ordered rotating disk. It may even have a central bar and spiral arms, though further observations are needed to confirm these features. This level of organization is something we usually associate with much more mature galaxies. Current theories suggest it should take billions of years for galaxies to settle into such orderly structures. Finding one so early in the universe's history is forcing astronomers to rethink their models of galaxy formation and evolution. The discovery was made using the Atacama Large Millimeter Submillimeter Array, or ALMA, a powerful radio telescope in Chile. This finding underscores how much we still have to learn about the early universe and how quickly cosmic structures can form and evolve. As we continue to push the boundaries of our observations, looking further back in time and space, we may need to revise our understanding of how the first galaxies came to be. Rebels 25 is a cosmic rebel indeed, defying our expectations and opening up new questions about the universe's earliest days. NASA is ramping up efforts to explore alternative concepts for the ambitious Mars sample return mission, with the goal of reducing costs and accelerating the timeline. The agency has awarded several contracts to study new approaches, including one to Rocket Lab, which was not part of the initial selection, but was later added due to its innovative proposal. Rocket Lab's concept aims to deliver samples collected by the Perseverance rover to Earth for a fraction of the currently projected costs, which are estimated to be as high as $11 billion. Their plan involves using their Neutron rocket, currently in development, along with other spacecraft projects. The company proposes a simplified mission architecture, targeting a total cost to NASA of less than $2 billion. Their aggressive timeline suggests a 2028 launch window, potentially returning samples as early as September 2031 or no later than September 2033. This would significantly reduce the risks associated with the Perseverance rover's lifetime on Mars. Other companies involved in the study contracts include Blue Origin, which is leveraging its commercial capabilities and NASA's support for its Blue Moon lunar lander. Aerojet Rocketdyne is focusing on reducing the mass of both the Mars ascent vehicle and its lander, potentially allowing for the use of existing sky crane landing technology. SpaceX, unsurprisingly, is exploring how its Starship vehicle could be utilized for the mission, though details remain scarce. These industry studies, along with internal assessments by NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory and the Applied Physics Lab, are expected to be completed this fall. The agency will use the findings to determine how to modify the current Mars sample return architecture to achieve its cost reduction and timeline acceleration goals. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson has expressed optimism about these efforts, stating that the prospects for a much cheaper and quicker Mars sample return mission are looking very promising. As the studies conclude and NASA evaluates the proposals, we may soon see a reimagined approach to bringing the first samples from Mars back to Earth, potentially revolutionizing our understanding of the red planet. As more people venture into space, experts are raising concerns about our ability to rescue astronauts in distress. The United States currently lacks a dedicated go-get-'em capability for in-space rescue missions, a worrying reality as commercial spaceflight continues to expand. Grant Cates, a senior project leader at the Aerospace Corporation, emphasizes that we need to address this gap before an emergency occurs, not after. He argues that the U.S. has the technology and resources to establish space rescue capabilities, but lacks the planning and urgency to make it happen. The recent issues with Boeing's Starliner spacecraft highlight the potential risks, even for relatively simple missions to the International Space Station. As private crews take on more ambitious endeavors, like high-altitude spacewalks and lunar missions, the need for rescue capabilities becomes even more critical. Experts suggest that a modest investment could get the ball rolling on developing these capabilities. A small study office to scope out the details of in-space rescue could be a feasible first step. Some believe that industry could take voluntary actions to put at least a partial rescue capability in place. Ultimately, congressional legislation may be needed to authorize a lead agency and appropriate funding for a comprehensive space rescue program. While not all emergencies can be resolved with a rescue, having these capabilities in place could mitigate risks and potentially save lives as we continue to push the boundaries of human spaceflight. In exciting news for the search for habitable worlds beyond our solar system, researchers have developed a new method to detect atmospheres on distant exoplanets using the James Webb Space Telescope. This breakthrough could significantly advance our ability to identify potentially life-supporting planets. The technique, demonstrated by University of Chicago researchers, compares an exoplanet's actual temperature to its theoretical maximum temperature. Since atmospheres distribute heat around a planet, worlds with atmospheres tend to have cooler, hot sides than those without. Using the Webb telescope's enhanced infrared capabilities, scientists can now measure exoplanet temperatures with unprecedented precision. By observing how a planet's heat signature changes as it orbits its star, researchers can deduce whether an atmosphere is present. This method offers several advantages over previous techniques. It's simpler, more efficient, and less prone to false results that can be caused by factors like stellar activity or cloud cover. The team applied this approach to the exoplanet GJ 1132b, concluding it likely lacks an atmosphere. While this particular world isn't a candidate for life, the technique opens up new possibilities for surveying other rocky planets. As we gather data on more exoplanets, scientists hope to uncover patterns in atmosphere formation and retention. This knowledge will be crucial in our quest to understand what makes a planet truly habitable and where we might find potential cradles for life in the cosmos. And that brings us to the end of today's episode of Astronomy Daily. I hope you've enjoyed this journey through the latest developments in space exploration and astronomy. From SpaceX's upcoming Starship launch to groundbreaking discoveries about ancient galaxies, it's been an exciting roundup of cosmic news. Remember, the universe is vast and full of wonders, and we're here to keep you informed about all the latest findings and missions. If you want to stay up to date with the most recent space and astronomy news, head over to our website at astronomydaily.io. There, you can sign up for our free daily newsletter and explore our constantly updating newsfeed. Don't forget, you can also catch up on all our previous episodes through the website. And if you're looking to connect with us on social media, just search for Astro Daily Pod on Facebook, X, YouTube, and TikTok. This is Anna, signing off and reminding you to keep looking up at the stars. Until next time, clear skies and happy stargazing.